I'm sending you this. Just a minute. So that you will have this diagram. Everything I'll be uploading in a proper format by the end of the day, that you know that it's standard thing. But in between, just have a look at it. Okay, so it's a slightly bigger one. So I've sent you collection framework overview with some more details about linked list. So tell me, have you received it? Those who join little late, just give it to them also. Okay, so you downloaded it. Thanks. So now let me open and explain the part which is relevant to linked list. So everyone knows from the top, collection framework is nothing but ready-made implementation of standard algorithms, which consists of a lot of data structures and sorting algorithm, searching algorithm, everything. Contains is the example of your searching, sort is your sorting algorithm. Iterable. So now I'm just referring to this. So you have iterable. Iterable is extended by collection. Collection extended by list. So you know all these are the interfaces. Iterable, extended by collection, extended by list. And now you see, now it's a new thing I'm explaining. Collection interface is extended by another sub-interface with the name queue. So when you talk about queue, when you hear queue, what is it? First in, first out, or last in, first out? FIFO or LIFO?
First in, first out.
It is going to be first in, first out, very right. So FIFO structure. So here, this is a interface, the sub interface extending from collection. And you will see there are methods such as add, and there is another one, similar one, offer, peek for checking. Add is for adding the element. So tell me, when you say first in, first out, you know about two words. One is head position, one is a tail position. So in queue, elements will be added at what? Head position H, tail position T. Answer is of course. Somebody is saying head position, guys, you have to recall your data structure part. Of course, elements are added at the tail position, first in, first out. And where are the elements removed from? That is the head position. Elements are extracted or removed from the head position. So add is basically add last. Peek is only going to check examine the element from the head position, and remove will remove the element from the head position. You'll see this in a couple of minutes. So now remember the hierarchy. Iterable extended by collection, extended by queue. And this queue interface is extended by another sub interface called as DQ, or generally pronounced as DEC. So what is DEC? DEC is a double-ended queue. So the moment I say double-ended queue, will you be able to add the elements to the head position, tail position, both of them, either of them, or neither of them? Answer is both. Absolutely correct. Likewise, you will be able to remove the elements or examine the elements either from the head position as well as tail position. So you'll see the methods. Add first, where it will add the element, head position or a tail position. Add a first method, adds it at the head. Add last is same as your add, adds it to the tail position. Likewise, get first, get last. It's for again peeking, and then remove first, remove last. As the name goes, it is self-sufficient, self-explanatory. Now let me come back to the point. So when you take a look at the linked list class, linked list is implementing two important functionalities. So which are the two important functionalities it is implementing? It is a list. You can see that. You can see that linked list implements list, plus it is implementing queue and a DEC interface also. So this is that double-ended queue which extends from queue. So all the methods are inherited. So this is what gives you doubly linked list in Java. So a minute's recap. When you talk about linked list implementation class, is it going to represent a singly linked list or doubly linked list in Java? Answer is it is a doubly linked list. Which are the two important interfaces? Which are the two important functionalities it implements? Your linked list class implements list and a deck. And as you saw, deck is nothing but extending from queue. So queue as well as double-ended queue as well as list is all implemented by linked list. So this is our starting point. Okay. So now I will share means this I will share later. So I just want you to read it line by line. Okay. So I'll just highlight. You read it and then I'll explain it word by word. Okay, so let me start explaining. Which are the two important interfaces or functionalities? List and deck. Is it a singly linked list or is it a doubly linked list? It's a doubly linked list. Diagram I'll show you in a minute. The moment you say list, is it an ordered collection or unordered? Is it going to remember the order of insertion? 100% yes. Is it going to support, if you create a linked list, will you be able to add the duplicate elements? Answer is yes. List allows you duplicates. When I take you to set and its implementation classes, you will see set doesn't allow you duplicates. Already said, it stores the elements in the insertion order. Will you be able to add the null element to the linked list? Yes, it is a list feature. If you want to create, I don't know whether you have done it in data structure already. I hope you have. The stack, stack, generic stack, any element you want to store, or if you want to create a queue, you must have done that. So you can use a linked list. Of course, I mean, in data structure, we create our own linked list, but here you have a ready-made class and becomes so easy to implement your stack as well as queue. And to make it interesting, you can make it of a generic style. Generic style means any type. You can make it as an employee stack or customer stack or integer stack or anything. The another important difference between array list versus linked list is array list class implements random access interface and it is backed up by the array. So searching the element by index, get by index runs in a constant time performance with the time complexity of O1 factor. Whereas if you want to search the element, a particular element in the linked list, what will you require? I mean, what will it suffer from? ON factor. So it will check if the element, it will try to see if the element is closer from the beginning or the end, and accordingly it will do it. So it represents a sequential access list. Here, whereas in the array list, the searching can be based on ON factor is very right answer. So it is based on, in array list, it can search by index and it is in the contiguous memory location. So read this. When you try to access the element from the linked list, searching of that element starts from beginning or the end of the linked list, depending on whichever is closer to the specified index. So now, if you want to see the structure of the linked list, I'll show you the diagram. So here, if you see, it is a typical example. So what is it we are looking at? The first example is a singly linked list. Why I'm showing you that also? Because tomorrow, when I discuss the hashing algorithm in Java, you will see that it is based on singly linked list. In short, right now, don't worry. This is the example of your singly linked list where there is a data and there is a pointer to the next node. So this is your head position, head node, and this is your tail node. When you talk about doubly linked list, which is nothing but implemented by linked list class, you have a head position, your previous pointer, and the next pointer. So you tell me, looking at this picture, this is your linked list class. So tell me, If you compare between array list and a linked list, which one will require more memory for its storage? AL or LL? Array list or linked list? Of course, a linked list. You're very right. Why? Because if you say array list, it will only store the references, elements. Whereas in a doubly linked list, like linked list class, you have to maintain the previous as well as next pointer. You know, that way we are going to compare and you're going to understand. Okay. Now, if you see the linked list, these are some downloaded pictures. So suppose it is an integer list. So here, tell me, what is the value of the previous pointer here? Null. What is the value of the tail next pointer here? Null. Because this is a tail node. Everyone understands it. And this next pointer points to the next node and the previous pointer points to the previous node. So now you answer the question. Suppose I want to insert the element such as here. Okay, I want to insert 54 here. Will your JVM need to shift these references right or anything? Answer is absolutely not. So what will change? So here I have another picture to show you. 54 node will be inserted and this next pointer will be pointing to 54 and 54's next pointer will be pointing to here. Are you getting it? That is what makes the linked list as an ideal candidate for insertion. So you can see this. Understanding it completely? Clear? So next pointer points to 54, previous points here, and 54's next pointer points to the next node, and likewise here. What is true for insertion is true for deletion. So suppose I want to drop this node. You don't have to reduce the indices, decrement the indices by 1. Simply thing is, here next pointer will point here and the previous points here. Are we clear? So this becomes this is what should tell you the deletion operation here. So this is what it is. So if you suppose 55 node is deleted, suppose, so it is just an adjustment of pointers. Is everyone clear with the memory pictures, memory diagrams? No confusion here. I told you, like after doing your data structure course, this should sound very easy. So this is what I wanted you to refer. Now, here, linked list is a list. So all the methods which you have seen in list API, array list, are the same here. The implementation timing complexity will differ, but the operations are the same. So now, what is it I'm going to show you, discuss here in the next whatever time is, the methods which are inherited from queue as well as deck. So I hope you are sitting here with Java docs. Please open your Java docs and search for linked list. And if you don't want to open your Java docs, you can refer here. You can see from here the hierarchy is very important. So object is the supermost class, universal superclass, abstract collection, abstract list, abstract sequential list, and further extended by linked list. And serializable and clonable we have not yet done. Iterable, collection, deck, list, and a queue are all the interfaces. And here I've already taken and explained all these things. It is not synchronized, means it is thread unsafe. Okay, so all these things we will discuss in more detail in the next week when I take you to threads. So now let me open. Okay, sorry. I'll tell you. There is a very nice summary table which everyone has to see. So click on deck. So this tells you a double-ended queue, usually pronounced as deck. And here there is a very important, guys, mark this as an important table. Why I like this table so much? Because in one summary, you can understand everything about the additional operations which are coming from your deck, double-ended queue. And there is a comparison, that is queue is extended by deck. So add is nothing but add last. Offer is nothing but offer last. Remove Remove from the head position, remove first, pole first, get first, peak. All these comparisons are also given. So now let me explain. Let me take you here. Has everyone reached here? Can I start the discussion of the table, please? Okay, great. Now, so here, everyone knows the first element in the list is called as head node. Last element is tail. Okay. Now, there are three important operations we are discussing: insert, remove, and examine. So, when you say insert, see, this is linked list is an implementation of double-ended queue. So, there are operations: add first, offer first, add last, offer last. So, let me check your common sense. So, when I say add first, where the element will be added? H for head, T for tail. Of course, head node. Offer first, same. Add last and offer last, where the element will be added? To the tail position. Everyone with me so far? Now the next statement. Now, if you compare between add first and offer first, both are adding the element to the head position, then what is the difference? The difference is, in case the element could not be added because there was not sufficient memory or whatever, this add first method will throw the exception, whereas the offer first method will not throw the exception but will return a special value. So now it is so easy to understand. Click on add first and read this and tell me which is the, in case the element could not be added using add first, what is it will do? Will it return some special value or will it throw the exception? Exception. And which is that exception, please? You have the answer in front of you. You can write in short forms. Illegal. No, not casting exception, guys. Here. I lost it. Here they give you throwing a illegal state exception, ISE. Okay, so this is what is the answer. Now go to the next one. So here, go for offer first and tell me here what will happen in case the element could not be added at the head position. Yeah, special value means which value? Srini, they give you the answer right in the example. What it will return is false value. You are absolutely right. Are you understanding this? So this is the difference between the two operations. Now, so now you yourself, I mean, you can check. You have Java docs in front of you. So now answer quickly. If the add last method, if the element could not be added at the tail position, what will happen? Exception will be thrown. Which exception? Illegal state. And if you say offer last, what it will return is the, just a second, what it will return is the false value. Okay, so tell me, is the first row completely clear? Are you understanding the example? Add versus offer. Add will throw the exception in case of problem. Offer will return you the false value. Now remove, okay, forget remove. Go to the examine part. Anyone wants to tell me what will be the difference between remove and examine? Obvious answer, obvious question, obvious answer. Remove will do what? Just peeking, or will it also remove the element? Examine is for peeking, just gets the element but doesn't remove it from the underlying deck, whereas remove will do the both. Okay, so that's why I said first look at examine. So now I'll go a little faster. Get first and get last. So in case the queue is empty, what they will do? Get first and get last method, what they will do in case of what? Queue is empty. Exception. Illegal state is a wrong answer, guys. Don't be in such a hurry. Which is the exception they will throw? Answer is in front of you. No such element exception. Are you getting it? So that exception will be thrown. Now tell me why this. Anyway, so now, yeah, tell me peak first and peak last. what they will return? Answer is there in the Java docs. In case the queue is empty, yeah, which special value? Null. No, 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 no. It is you should just click on it. And E is the element reference. So null if this deck is empty. I hope you're getting the whole thing. So this is, and of course, if there is an element, what it will do, it retrieves but does not remove the first element of this deck. Okay, and otherwise throws the exception. And similarly, peak first and peak last. Don't throw the exception in case of any error. Simply return you null. Now you yourself will tell me, when I say remove first and remove last. So when I say remove first, what will method do? It will try to remove the first element or the last element, head position, head node or tail node, head. And in case if it is empty, which exception it will throw you? No such element, very right. And here, when you say remove last, which element it will try to remove? The tail node, tail position node. And in case the deck is empty, throws no such element, NSE. When you say poll first, what it will do? It will try to remove the first element, but in case it is empty, returns what? Poll first will return what? Of course, a null value. Similarly, poll last. So take a minute with on your own and check if all these 9 methods, you don't have to memorize. Guys, I've been telling you, don't be after mugging and memorizing things. Understand. Understanding immediately will make you remember things. I'll be quiet for a minute. You just go through it. Offer first. Here, I will of course explain, but you click on it. Who asked me to repeat? Shubham. Shubham, do one thing. Click on offer first and read it. Both application requirements. If you want an exception based one, use the other, use the offer types. And here, if you don't want exception, just want the code to continue, use the other ones. They have given you all the options. Depending on the application business logic, you can choose the ones throwing exception with the or throwing the special this. It all requires, it is as per your business requirements. So Shubham, have you understood offer first or not yet clear? You got it? Very good. So all the options are given to you. Look at your question, look at the assignment, look at the objective people give you and choose any one of it. That is the meaning. And the similar things, I mean, I have explained all of this. All you require is one liner exception, all the, what do you say? Use all the detailed explanation is already here. Now come to this. And here, which is the class we are talking about is a linked list. So let me open the linked list class and look for the constructors. So I just want to ask you, the first constructor, when you say the default constructor, what will be the size and what will be the capacity? It's a trick question. Zero, zero. Okay, capacity does not matter actually. See here, see the thing, guys. Here, linked list, click on that. Creates an empty list. So, guys, tell me, array list versus linked list. Array list is backed up by the array. So, when you say array list default constructor with a capacity of 10, what does it mean? Array of 10. But linked list, is linked list backed up by any array? Answer is no. So there is no capacity factor. I'm trying to explain array list versus linked list so that you will be able to answer it properly. So in linked list, there is no capacity factor. So it is just a size. Are you getting the understanding meaning? So here, because it is chain of nodes, when you say add a node, the node, I mean, then the size of the linked list will grow. But there is no initial capacity. There is no capacity. Size is dynamic. Of course, Rohit, we are talking about growable dynamic structures. Collection framework you are learning. Collection is full of dynamic data structures. Anyone wants to, there's something wrong with my mouse. I explain the next one. So the first one will create an empty linked list. Currently, just ignore this question mark extents because I have not yet taken the generics. Generics is the next topic, the wildcard in generics and all that. So later. So tell me, if you use the second constructor, will it create the empty linked list or a populated linked list? E or P? Answer is populated. What will be the size of this linked list? All answers are given here. I just want you to put 2 and 2 together. What will be the size of this linked list if you use this constructor? I said size. No, N is not the one. I wanted a better answer. Whatever is the size of the collection, so I would have preferred the answer C dot size. Remember, size method exists, correct? So C dot size will be the size of the linked list because those many references will be arranged in a doubly linked list manner, and there is no concept of a capacity. Okay, so now I'm sharing some ready-made code with you. Give me a second, and we are going to go through it together. And let's see whether you can solve it or you can understand the whole outputs and all. I'm sending you something. The T diagram, inheritance tree, Kunal, wait. Just give me a minute. Okay, so download this code.zip. You mean, which tree diagram you mean inheritance, right? Kunal, let me understand you first. Are you talking about inheritance hierarchy, collection framework inheritance hierarchy, Kunal?
Hello, ma'am.
Are you talking about inheritance hierarchy? I'm talking to Kunal. Answer me so I can quickly go ahead. Yes, unmute.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah,
Hello,
tell me. Yes, tell me.
मैम आपने स्टार्टिंग में बताया था ना वो वाला डायग्राम
That is
अभी
inheritance hierarchy, na? So don't
यस
say, I asked you exactly, do you want to see the collection inheritance hierarchy? So here, yeah, this is what I had shown you. So look for linked list and find out all the connections. Where is the confusion? Tell me.
actually I have confusion about that link list is implemented by which
Linked list is not implemented by anything. Your English problem. Linked list implements collection, list, queue, deck, and linked list. This is the answer. And I'm making it easier for you, this one, Kunal. Open that linked list Java docs and you will see it from here. It is implementing your iterable collection, list, queue, and a deck. I'm going to send you this diagram also in today's help. So that time you take a look at it.
yes ma'am
Fine,
thank you
Kunal?
ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, what I'll do is I'll send you this diagram right away. Everyone, I did not send you this. I think earlier when I sent. Just give me a minute so that you can open it and look at it. Or if you want, you can refer to Java docs also. This is the modified one. Modified means the one which has the more details on linked list. Just guys, if you want, you can download it. You can do it later also. So has everyone downloaded this code? Because I'm going to ask you to copy it in our today's project. Okay, great. So let me just check what is the package name I have given there. The package name is linked list. Okay, fine. So just a second. Okay, so what you do is copy, follow the instructions. Don't ask me to repeat. So stay with me. This is the ready-made code I'm giving. So there's nothing. So just copy both of these files, Control C. Open your STS, Eclipse, Control Shift W. And here, create under day 14.1 SRC. There is a SRC already there. Can you see this new Java package? Before C, there is a symbol called as Java package. Give the name as the package as linked list and paste it there. I'll wait here for a minute. Create a package, name by linked list, and copy both the code samples. You let me know whenever you have done the copy. We'll start solving. Done? Okay, Kunal, Yash, we will wait for others also. I'm waiting for more dones. Okay, so everyone has managed it. Now, you're not allowed to run it. You are just supposed to guess. We are going to guess the output, and then we will just, check it whether we are correct or not. So, open test linked list.java, and I'll highlight the line number, and you tell me how many objects will be created in the heap when line number 9 is executed. How many objects? Exactly one. What will be the type of the object? Linked list. What will be the size and what will be the capacity? Size 0, capacity not applicable. There is just now I explained so for so much time. The capacity is not applicable. Capacity concept itself is not applicable for a linked list because it is just a growable, dynamically created chain of nodes. Okay, so size 0. Now this method I have not explained. I am going to explain it, but little later after I show you the generics. So can you guess? Let's see whether you can guess the output. Anyone wants to guess the output here? Line number 11. What is the expected output, please? You're not supposed to run it because otherwise then, you're not thinking. You're stopping your own thinking. Absolutely correct, Ankit. It is a ordered collection. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it shows in the array, array symbol, even though it is not backed up by array. So you are right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's an order collection. 100% clear so far? I never asked you any memory-based question. So always I'm going to give you the help and ask you the question. Anyone wants to tell me? Here, will it throw you an exception? Or okay, what will happen on line number 18? Exception? Or what it will return? It will return the first element. So here, get first returns the first element. Is it going to remove it? It is not. So here the output will be 1. Everyone agrees? Anyone who doesn't agree, tell me. Next one. Now, here also already I've given you the help. So here, what will be the output on line number 24, please? Answer is very right. 1 again. Okay. Now when I say peak, I'll give you this help. Just take the cursor over peak and it will tell you what it is. So tell me, what will be the answer here? Line number 25. It's the same. Peak is nothing but equivalent to peak first. Peak API, peak method is from queue, peak first is from deck. You don't have to remember all this. Just you have to understand what that method is doing. Now tell me here. Now I'll not waste your time. You directly tell me what will be the output here. Line number 31. Okay. 1. Whatever you are saying, I'm writing. Tell me. What will be the output on line number 32? Of course, now remove first is going to remove and return the first element. So that is gone. So now it is the head node is 2. Everyone with me so far? I'm just giving you the practice run of all the methods which are discussed earlier. Now here, tell me what will be the I mean, what will be the output here? So something in the square brackets it will be. Anyone wants to tell me? Of course, it is 3, 4, 5. You are very right. So the first two elements are gone. And it is nothing but your 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now when you say pole first, it is repetitive. So can you tell me what will be the output here? Just confirming everyone's understanding. Yes, it is going to be a 3. What will be the output here? Pretty easy, I hope. Nothing difficult. Yes. Once you understand the methods, that is why I told you keep that summary table in front of you. Anything and everything you can understand. Tell me. Polling retrieves and removes the first element, etc. Okay, you tell me what will be the output here. Okay, so the 3 is gone, 5 is gone. So the list will have only one element, 4. Are we 100% clear so far? No confusion, no ambiguity? Everyone is clear. Very good. Now, when I say pole, you just take the cursor on the pole, and pole is nothing but pole first. So tell me, what will be the output here? Line number 47. 4 is the correct answer. Okay. Now, so this is what I had shown you for examining and removing the elements. Now I'm saying add first. So anyway, there are no SOPs. So you keep checking whatever. I'm saying L1 dot add first 7. Anyone wants to answer what will be the output here? Line number 54. 7, 6, and 4. Very right. Because add first, just take the cursor. Here I have written inserts the element and it's a void return. It's offer first would have been exception throwing if it was capacity limited. This is a classroom example. So where we are going to exceed the capacity. So you won't get any errors, exceptions. Now here, when you say offer, add first versus offer. Offer is nothing but, take a cursor there, adds the specified elements at the last one. Anyway, you tell me. So here, what will be the output? See this offer returns you a boolean. Line number 61, true or false. Poll. Have I made it wrongly somewhere? Of course, poll. Where is the poll method? Yes, we had said this L1 dot poll. See, just take the, you don't have to ask me, guys. Do something little bit on your own. Retrieves and removes the elements from the list. Okay. So here, have I made a mistake? Oh, yeah. I have made a mistake. My mistake. So sorry for that. No, when you said poll ka this, I got confused. I take it back. My bad. So 7 and 6. Of course, the element is gone. My problem. Now, are we correct now? Is it all fine? Yes. So now offered. Here, when you say offer, what is it? It is same as offer last. See, adds the specified elements as the last element. So this is, and it is going to return you Boolean value. So what it will return, true or false? That is where I think we were at. Will it be able to add the element to the end of it? Yes. So what will be the output here? Of course, it is true. This also, there is no capacity limitation here. It's hardly reaching any virtual memory size of our computer. And here, after 2 offers, what will be the output now? 7, 6, and after that what? Offer is offer last. See this. Here, take the cursor. Offer is equivalent to offer last. So both are the same. That's why it is confusing. I mean, that's why I asked you. So first will be 7, 6. After that, I've said 1 and I've said 2 here. Right or wrong? 63 line number 7, 6, and 1 and 2 will be the elements added. Got it? Next one. Now add last. Just take the cursor. Add is equivalent to add last. Same. Offer last and add last. What is the difference? Add last. Is it going to throw the exception Or is it not going to throw the, see, that is why. See the thing here. That's why I suggest you the table. When you say offer, because otherwise you'll see what is the difference. Offer last and add last are equivalent. Add will throw the exception if the element could not be added. This will simply return you false. Okay, so those are the tiny differences they have given you for flexibility, nothing more than that. Okay, so where were we? Here. So here element is added. So this is just take a cursor here, void returning. So I can't get any, I mean, there is no output, I have not printed. So why not you give me the output directly? So I'll just print the earlier elements as it is, and you tell me what will be the output. Yes, 7, 6, 1, 2, 10, 11, right? So the elements which are added here now are, again, I'm somewhere mixing the digits and the thing, but I think you can understand that much. Okay. And then lastly, remove last. I mean, you can play with that as much as you, all the table I've discussed. So when you say remove last, cursor removes and returns the last element from the list. So naturally, what will be the output here? If you have followed it so far, it should not take you a minute also to answer. And after that, the list will be, everyone knows, the last element is removed. So this is to give you idea about all other operations, guys. You can check and you can confirm whether, if I have made a mistake while discussing one mistake I had made, for example, you can similarly find out. So you keep a code ready, you keep a code and the output parallelly, and check if the meaning of the methods is clear. This is in addition to what I have taught you for the array list. So list API you already know. This was mainly from queue and the deck functionality. So waiting here for a minute. Any method, if it is not clear, to ask me a question.
मैम offer last का बता दीजिए एक बार.
Offer last. See, first of all, when you say offer last, is it going to add the element, remove the element, or examine the element? Answer that please. I said offer last में क्या करेगा? Insert करेगा element, remove करेगा या examine करेगा? Insert करेगा. ठीक है? Now insert at which position? The moment you say last, it will insert the element, append the element to the last position. That is tell node. And now just click on it and read the description. That is what I had asked somebody. One more had asked me this. Inserts the element at the end of this queue unless it would violate the capacity restrictions. Means what? Suppose you have a I mean, what do you say, industry grade application, and you have already added n number of elements to the linked list, and now you don't have a capacity, virtual memory is over. So in that case, tell me, this offer last will not be able to add the element to the end. So in that case, will it throw the exception or will it return you false? It will return you a special value. Special value means the return value will be false in case of operation fails. Understood now? Whoever was asking me, is offer last clear?
Yes, ma'am, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, right. So you just, you know, the Java docs is so well written that, you know, there is generally you read it and you understand, but of course, anytime you can ask me the question. So this was to give you some idea about additional operations of the linked list. And then later, little later, I will also, okay, you can solve it right now also. So because it is extremely similar, there is a similar one, but I'm just asking you to guess. So this is already discussed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be the output here. Now guess smart. Okay, let me ask you. When you say iterator will go in a forward manner, first element to last element. The moment we say descending iterator, take the cursor over and read it. Returns an iterator over the elements in this deck in the reverse sequential order. So simple question is, what will be the output here? Will it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or will it be from 5 to 1? Of course, the answer is 5 to 1. So these are some of the additional APIs which did not exist in your ARList class. So after solving this, and after, the today's reading homework is going to be, after going through code samples, there is a proper detailed, I don't remember whether I had shared with you when we met earlier. So there is a detailed readme for differences between ARList and linked list. Depending on, I have explained all these earlier. I don't think I have discussed it in detail because your data structure wasn't done. So time complexity for insertion, searching, and memory overheads, which is more memory consuming, and the similarities, and most importantly, when to use the array list and the linked list is all explained in this readme. So please mark whenever you get day 14 help, everyone has to go through the differences between array list versus linked list. And this is that diagram which I had downloaded from somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. So the similar points are discussed here. But if you don't want to read it in this table manner, I have written it in a detail in a readme style of manner. Definitely go through. So I hope the use cases and the inheritance hierarchy is clear. So we'll do a 1-minute recap and we'll go on to the next topic. So tell me, what is the starting, which is the base interface or the super interface of collection, which is at the top of the hierarchy? No, iterator is wrong answer. Iterable is the correct answer. Iterable is very right. Iterable interface is extended by which sub interface? Collections is a wrong answer. Collections is the name of the utility class. Collection is the correct answer. Collection interface is extended by 3 separate interfaces. Give me the names. I said 3. I want 3 answers. Very right. List, set, and queue. Queue interface will represent, okay, let me rephrase my question. Queue interface, when you open the queue interface, will you be able to add the elements to its head or tail or both or neither? Queue interface, I'm saying. Queue interface. Queue, guys, queue. Only tell. Where will you be able to examine as well as remove the element? From head or from tail? I'm talking about queue from the head. Now, queue interface is extended by double-ended queue, which is called as DEQ or called as DQ. So now when you talk about DEQ, which functionality will you be able, will you expect? Will you be able to add the element to the head position, tail position, both of them, either of it or neither of it? Answer is both, either of it, right? And similarly, you will be able to remove as well as examine the element from either of the positions. So which are the kind of methods you have seen? Add first, add last. Offer first, offer last. Poll first, poll last. Remove first, remove last types. And there is the entire summary table. If anyone wants to refer, open the DEQ interface, DQ interface, and there is a summary table. And now finally, linked list has implemented which interfaces? Answer is list and a DEQ. But list extends from collection. So of course collection. Collection extends from iterable. So of course iterable. And DEQ extends from queue. So of course queue. But important to interfaces, like you are answering correctly, is list and a DEQ. And so has it implemented? Okay, let me ask you. Linked list is a sequential order list or random order list? S for sequential or sequential order. That is why searching of the element by its index, will it take O1 constant time performance or ON variable performance ON factor? Are all the statements making sense? Everyone understood all the statements I made? Okay, so that is your array list versus linked list. So now let me take you to the, you have seen, see, everywhere in the collections means collection framework, you have seen so many things, but I have not explained. So now is the high time I explain. You have seen somewhere question mark appearing, some keywords such as extends, there's some other keyword called as super and all. So now for the next some time, I'm going to explain you more about generic syntax. So of course there is a readme for that. So there is another separate readme because it's an important topic from your interview perspective. So let me open that. And let me start explaining. So actually I'll not show you this, otherwise you'll start reading it directly. Have we discussed, or rather, can anyone give me examples of, 1 or 2 examples are sufficient, of generic interfaces? Give me 2-3 examples of generic interfaces. You've seen so many. Okay, 2-3 at least. Really, you are right. Comparable, comparator is fine. Yes. Only these many. Yes, the whole thing. Iterable, collection, list, set, queue, map, deck. All these are generic interfaces. Very right. But what is generics? Generics is nothing but supplying parameterized types. So if I say list and in the angle bracket employee, what does it mean? Can it store only employee type of references or any type of reference? Employee only. And of course, employee or its subtypes. But that's not the correct part. That's not the thing. So that was your generic interface. Can you tell me, or have we seen any generic classes so far? Give me example of generic classes, please. Yes, array list. Only one. At least one I got from Rajini. Array list is fine. Just now what we discussed, linked list, array list, linked list, vector, all are generic classes. These are the implementation classes of a particular type. So it could be linked list of integers, or it could be, what is it, array list of customers, anything. Okay, but till now, I have not shown you the example of generic methods. So that is what I'm starting with. So now, so read this and we'll discuss it and we'll do the parallel coding. Just read it on your own. Okay, so let me start explaining it line by line. We are discussing that the generic type declaration or definition, generic type can come also at a method level. So what is a generic method? Generic method is nothing but a method which had its own parameterized type. So simple question, simple answer. Can you add a generic method with type T's and all that, T's or K's or V's or whatever letters in a non-generic class? Answer is yes. You can add the generic methods in the non-generic class. And the first example I always take is the example from an arrays class. So you have to do a little bit parallelly with me. Search here for arrays. You will see the first hit is java.util.arrays. We have seen long back arrays.toString and all that, all those methods. So arrays, look at this arrays class and tell me, is it a generic class or a non-generic class? G or NG? Of course, it is non-generic because with the class definition, there is no parameterized types. Okay, everyone agrees with me. Now, come down and look at the first method and tell me, look at the method as list and tell me, is it a generic method or is it a non-generic method, G or NG? The moment you start looking at T's and K's and V's or whatever, it is a generic method. So let me explain it from left to right. This is a new annotation for you. You know, at override, you know, at suppress warnings and all that, you are going to see lot of them in advanced Java especially. At safe varchar tells the compiler that it is using the variable arguments in a correct manner. Does everyone remember varchars, variable arguments? Okay, great. So now focus on things properly. Let me ask you questions. So I'll highlight. So this is the annotation. Right now you ignore the annotation. These are the method modifiers, public and static. Anyone wants to tell me what is the return type of this method? What is the return type of this method? It is the no, generic and all wrong answers. The return type is list of type T. And what is the name of the method? As list. And what is it? What is the argument? What is it accepting? It is accepting variable number of arguments of type T. Okay, so it is of the varchar type. You got it so far. So now only thing is, but okay, think like a compiler. Okay, so suppose this was missing, then if there was a directly a method declaration having list of type T, your compiler would have objected saying which T you are talking about. See, this arrays class is a non-generic class. So now listen to things very carefully. In generic methods, the type declaration sits between the method modifier and the return type. So here you are telling the compiler that it is going to operate on type T, where you have to pass T type of arguments, and it is going to construct a list of type T. Okay. So now read the description. This is going to return you a growable list or a fixed size list. Answer is in front of you. Answer is fixed size list. So you will say, why should I use it once I have array list? This is just to give you the example of your generic methods. Okay. So point I'm saying is, which operations will be allowed? Or rather, let me rephrase my question. If you try to add the element or remove the element, will it work or will it throw the exception? Of course, it will throw the exception. It is a fixed size list. But if you try to overwrite some element, replace the old element by the new element without changing the size of the list, it will allow the operation. Okay. So now let us take a simple example and then go take it further. Okay. So this is your beginning of more discussion on generics. Control Shift W, close everything. Create a new new project. This has nothing to do with Atlas linked list. This keep the separate project to revise your generics. So let's create a new Java project. You call it as day 14.2 class or theory or something. I'll wait here. You tell me whenever you are ready. Create a new project day 14.2 and tell me whenever you are ready. Like, done. Can we start it? Okay, so here let's create a package by the name generics. And let's start with a test generic method. And here I'll give you the API. API means application programmer interface, the method basically. Arrays API of arrays class. And what I'm giving you here is the same thing which I explained, a generic method. Arrays is a non-generic class. So the method modifiers are public static. Then comes the this thing, type declaration, which is in the angle brackets. This is the type declaration. This is not a return type. What it is returning is the fixed size list of type T, and the method name is as list. And what it accepts is T type of arguments. Okay, so let us use it and then we'll check whether it is working as expected. Create fixed size list of integers, and I'm giving you some values. Okay, so I'll give you a minute. Give me the fixed size list of integers which is containing the elements, references of the elements 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I'm looking at your chat. You can first type it in your ID and then show me your output. Not output, show me the code, one line. The next line should come from you. Let's just try it. Otherwise, I'll help you. I hope the question is clear. You understood the question? Is the question clear or is the question not clear? I have given you the comment here. Question is clear, right? Yeah, try it out. I'm waiting for a minute. It's just a one-liner. I don't think you are getting it. So let me help you. Let's do it together. So first ask yourself, whose method, which class's method you are going to use? Give me the name of the class whose method we are going to use. At least that should come, right? Arrays. So start arrays dot, which is the method. It's a static method. So either I could have done import static or simply used arrays dot as list. Okay. Now I hope you remember varaks, variable argument syntax. So I want, when you say varaks, can I pass comma separated arguments, list of arguments? Yes or no? Answer is very much yes. Okay, not the strings. You have got, somebody has given me strings. It should be integers. So this one. Okay, so that's it. And now what is it going to return? Just take a cursor here and it is doing, see the beauty of it. You have passed the int, but here compiler is doing the auto boxing. Who is doing this auto boxing? Compiler. I hope you remember the auto boxing, because here T is the type, generic type. Generic type is applicable for references. So int will be converted to integer auto boxing, and anyone wants to tell me what it will return you? The list of type T. So list of int or list of integer? Of course, it will be list of integer. So here, list of, it's not your array list or anything, it is list of integer. And here, you can supply any variable name such as int list. Don't copy from the API docs, Java docs, don't copy. You write it on your own. Okay, you can refer to the Java docs, don't copy the code from there, please. Okay, so this is there. And if you want to confirm whether it is working at all, you can just SOP it. And 100%, this will return you. It is a what? List of integers gets you the point. Everyone done? Everyone understood the one-liner code which I was asking you to write? Okay. There is a whole explanation, Girish, here. So take a look at it, please. I am not yet done with the topic. Now let me ask you, if I say int list dot add, tell me what will happen. Okay, I'll do this. Yeah, wait, Girish. I'm in the middle of the conversation yet. Here, what will be the output here? Will it be 10, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or will it throw the exception? Guys, you are forgetting things so fast. Of course, an exception. Why? Because it's a fixed size list. This is not your regular array list or linked list or a vector. It's a fixed size list, and it will tell you unsupported operation exception. Run it and confirm. See this. It will definitely throw you unsupported operation exception, meaning on the fixed size list, you cannot perform the add operation. So I'm keeping it under comment. Anytime you are revising, do try this. The same thing is for the remove. So suppose if I say remove the element at the 0th index, tell me, will it remove the element or will it throw the exception? Of course, it will throw you the same unsupported operation exception. Check this. You can check this out here at line number this. Anytime you are working on a fixed size list, so how will it allow you this? Again, an exception. But if you do int list dot set 0th element, and let's say something, tell me, exception or output? Of course, you'll get output because you are not changing the size of the list. And what will be the output here, anyone? It's a replace operation. No. True is wrong here. I'm saying what will be the output here? Set is no, nothing is returning true. Yeah, all those 999 followed by this. And this will, if you put it into SOP, I can put it also in the SOP. You have forgotten. This returns you the replaced element. So which is the element which it has replaced? The first element was 10. So it will say replaced 10. Sorry. Okay. So see the output properly. So it has said it has replaced 10, that is the old value, by the new value, which is 999. So Girish was saying he's confused. So for him or for anyone who is confused here, the point is I'm showing you the example of a generic method. So start answering. Where does the type declaration sit in the generic method? Between two things. Between which two things? Method modifier. Public static is a method modifier. And the return type. There is a generic type declaration. If this was missing, compiler would have not allowed this code, because here arrays is a class which has no generic type. It's a non-generic class. So the generic method has to have the type declaration. And what is that method taking in? If you have forgotten the variable argument syntax, you have to revise that. This triple dots ellipsis is nothing but, it's not a spread operator or anything unlike your JavaScript. It is a Varag syntax. So here you can pass variable number of arguments. So if I pass this variable number of arguments, what is going to happen is compiler will do the auto boxing. Int will be converted into integer, into wrapper class references, and those references will be added in a fixed size or a growable list. Fixed size list or a growable fixed size list. And which operations will not be allowed? Any add all, remove all, retain all will not be allowed. But if you try to replace the element which doesn't change the size of the list, that will be tolerated. Are you clear by now? Is everyone clear? Understood this? Very good. So this was one example of just to show you the generic methods. Okay, just to get you started with the generic methods. Now let me take you further. Okay, so now I'm taking you deeper. So this is variable arguments must be the last parameter. Yes, absolutely right, Shubham. But here we are not talking about multiple arguments. So there is no this. Here there is only one argument, T args. So this is your first as well as last one. So applicable. Are you getting me, Shubham? You understood what I said? If there were multiple arguments, then it has to be the last one. That is what it was. Okay. Now, so now continue on the something else. So here, look at this. Not this, wait a second, generic sequence. So now I want to explain three keywords, three important parts of the generic syntax. One is question mark, one is extends, one is super. But I would like to do it with an example or the need of it. So listen to the hierarchy. We have done this in the earlier half of your core Java. So these are the two inheritance hierarchies. Are they clear? Employee extended by a manager, extended by a sales manager, and the other hierarchy being employee extended by worker, extended by temp worker. Is this inheritance hierarchy clear? Simple example. This is suppose given. Everyone gets, we have solved similar things. Now, so imagine that you have added, so one more given, you have, or I'll say it this way, compute salary method exists in employee class and has been overridden in all subclasses. Okay, this is also given. If I don't say that, you may not, you will go off track. So first tell me, compiler error or no error? We have spent a lot of time, if you remember earlier this, no error. Why no error? You're absolutely right. Answer is correct. Upcasting, what else? You know this. So the manager is an employee. You are climbing up the hierarchy. And when you say E dot compute salary, JVM will call whose compute salary method? Employees compute salary or managers? Of course, managers. Compute salary will be called. And this is what? Compile time polymorphism, or is this a form of runtime polymorphism? Of course, it is a runtime polymorphism, which is also known as dynamic method dispatch. This we had covered in the first week of our course, right? So now so this works. Now tell me these two lines, compile time error or no error? Abhijit is saying error. Where you are expecting error? No error, obviously. There's zero error. Why should there be error? Revise. If you're thinking error, revise the basics again. So here, this is again the upcasting. And this time, whose compute salary method will be called? Temporary workers. Don't say worker. It's a temporary worker. JVM does the method invocation. The late binding, it is a virtual method by default. So it will go by the type of the object it is pointing to, which is the temporary workers object, etc. Okay. So so this is given. This I expect 100% of you to know. We have spent a week or more than a week in all these things, you know. Okay. So now I'm talking about collections of them. So let me ask you, when I write this, what will be the type of the infer type? You remember the diamond operator. So when I don't mention any type here, what is the infer type of the RHS? Anyone? Of course, an employee. Correct answer, employee. How about this? What is the type of this here? Manager. Okay. So here, observe and conclude, or rather hear my statement. It's an important one. I could directly assign this employee type of reference could refer to manager, right? So now what is it I have got? I have got a array list of employee. I have got the array list of manager. So since manager is an employee, if I say L1 equal to L2, what do you expect to see? Compile time error or no error? Answer is you expect to see no error, but the correct answer is there would be a compile time error. Okay, 100%. We are going to try this out in a minute. So be prepared to write some code, simple code. But yes, you will 100% see. You wish there was an error. There was no error, but it is going to be error. So you'll see why and all in a short while. Now try the next thing. Here, if I write object O equal to new manager, compile time error or no error? No error. Object is a universal superclass. Manager is a employee is a object. Do you remember all these discussions, all these statements? Do you understand? Okay. So of course, super type reference can refer to subclass. So no error here. So here, answer these questions. What is the implied inferred type of RHS? It is reduced from LHS. So it is the object. Absolutely correct. So here, if you see L3 equal to L2, unfortunately, there will be a compile time error. You know, so the point, okay, I'll come to the point. And here also, you are going to see Java C error. So what does it imply? So when I say what does it, I'm going to prove it to you. We are going to confirm it in a minute. Don't worry about that. So here, does inheritance in generates work in the same manner as learned earlier? Means what? Means what? If when I say manager is an object, the array list of manager, is it extending from array list of objects? Answer is no. And if the array list of what is it called manager is manager is an employee, so array list of manager is a array list of employee. Answer is no. And to solve such problems or to give the flexibility, that is when we are going to enter the wildcard. And a question mark is nothing but a wildcard syntax in generics. So more of that will follow. But before that, let's start writing some code and check whatever I have said is correct or not. Okay, that's why I asked you to open the another project and all that. Okay, so now continue in the same project under generics. Let's create if you don't want to create it as fine, you can just sit back. I'll share this code. I'm just going to write employee manager, sales manager type in a minute. So actually I should have kept it ready, but anyway, it doesn't take, it takes a minute to write it. So here employee, and here I'll add a method. Don't expect real things. Real things means actual computations and all. In employees compute salary, and of course I have to return something. So let's see. So don't I'm going to do it a little faster. So I'm suggesting you just sit back. I'll give you the code in a minute. And here managers compute salary. I've just started the topic, Shubham. Again, you're not even allowing me to explain it. So wait. So employee manager, and let me just have one more class here as the worker. Instance employee in workers compute salary. Okay, so I've got all these things fine, and let's write a tester here. So let me create a test one. I'll share the code after I write this. So everyone knows this works. This is what I had asked you already. And if I say E dot compute salary, you know, having the dynamic method dispatch, it is computing the manager's salary. There's also no issues. But if you try to do array list of employee, let me call it as employees, a new array list. Exactly the same thing, which is similar to what I've written in this, in your sequence file. And here, let me create an array list of manager, new array list. Since I was going to type it faster, I told you to wait. So here, if I say, see this, I could say employee equal to new manager, but if I say EMPS equal to managers, tell me, compile time error or no error? Answer is 100% compile time error. So this is because, Shubham, I told you, I'm just making the statement and you are asking me, that is what I wanted to explain. That is the whole discussion about. So that is because the inheritance in normal classes is not going to work in the same manner as far as inheritance in the generic types are concerned or generic collections are concerned. So this does not work. So you have to learn something more. So, okay, let me say this properly so that nobody feels lost. If I have got, suppose, some manager type of references, ideally speaking, I should be able to add them into employee list, right or wrong? I said, no, sorry, nothing. Here I'm saying, listen to this. Suppose I have got some managers as well as workers type. One is a manager list, one is a worker list. So I should be able to collate it into employee list. But as you can see, compiler doesn't allow me because the statement itself is here, because the inheritance in generics does not work in the same manner, in the manner as class level or class does not work in the same manner as classes. Having problems with my English statements as classes. So this is obvious. If you're still not sure about whatever I'm saying, so here, that is the other example, which is the universal superclass of all Java classes, object. So here, let me create the objects array list, right? So you know that the right-hand side, when I don't supply, it is inherently of type object. And manager is an object, worker is an object, employee is an object. So if I say objects is equal to employees, after adding the semicolon, compile time error or no error? Answer is compile time error, because the inheritance in generic types is not same as inheritance, ordinary inheritance. Means what? See, just don't trust me. I mean, just take the cursor here and it will tell you type mismatch. It simply cannot convert or upcast from array list of employee to array list of object. It is taken as two separate types. And similarly, if you try the other one also, objects is equal to managers, you are going to face the same problem. So is the problem statement at least clear? Is everyone clear with the problem statement? That even though it should be allowed, manager is an employee, worker is an employee, or employee is an object, your generics is not allowing me. So is there any solution? Is there any equivalence to create the similar to your object type of a thing in a generic syntax? Answer is yes. So that answer is nothing but wildcard notation. So first, understand the statements, and then of course okay, what I'll do is, before that, I will share with you all this. Otherwise, you may not have completed. Give me a second. I'll be creating this zip. I'll share with you so that everyone can try it with me parallelly. This I did not want you to waste time because I wanted to write it a little faster. I'm sharing this with you. Just extract it and import it. The 14.2 zip. Okay, so I'm waiting for you till you do this. You let me know whenever you have extracted and imported this, because we are going to do the further things together. Okay, Swati is saying done. I'm waiting for another minute or so that more of you. Yeah, I'm waiting, Girish. Don't worry. You tell me everything. Yash, I've shared. No, not Yash. Rajiv, I've shared with you day 14.2 zip. So the tester and everything is there. It is full of compiler errors. I'm going to keep it like that so that whenever you are revising, you will have the idea. You are typing, Rajiv. Okay, so here it is. You saw that? I'm keeping it open. Can I continue? So now I'll continue with the explanation so that you will at least understand the things. Okay, so here. So this is your, oh, sorry. So now I'm trying to tell you the solution. So here, what does it imply? This is the most important statement of today. Does inheritance in generics work as the same manner as learned earlier? Is this answer yes or no? It's a Boolean question. 100% answer is no. So that is where if I want to have the inheritance, if I want to apply the inheritance in generics, which is what is it in your generic syntax is the wildcard. So wildcard in generics comes to our help, comes to help us. So we are using the question mark. So read this. So here we are entering a wildcard in generics. So when you say question mark in form of in the generic syntax, it is a wildcard. You know wildcard. Wildcard in game of cards. What is it? It can be substituted by any card in our cards game card game. So here question mark can be replaced by any type. So like how we have object as the universal superclass. What is equivalent to that in our generic world? Question mark, a wildcard. A wildcard notation is going to represent or that can be replaced by any of the types. So now go to the code, please. You can keep all this. You can keep this commented maybe. And now you can create. Now you can just continue. Now I think you have the basic code already with you. So now I'm going to create a array list of the type question mark. So here, when you say question mark, let's say I'm saying list 1 equal to new array list. And just take the cursor here. So this is your wildcard notation. This can be replaced by any type. So here, if you take the cursor here, you will see that it is implicitly question mark is equivalent to what? Object, universal superclass in the normal inheritance hierarchy. So it is nothing but an array list of object type. And now try to do list one is equal to, what was that? EMPS, and tell me, compile time error or no error? Answer is no error. The whole idea of question mark is nothing but a wildcard notation. Can it be replaced by any Java types? Answer is yes. So this works. Now, if I say list one is equal to, what is it? Managers. I hope now I think it can be substituted by any type. Okay. So here people ask me, and it's a good question. Why don't you write your T? Try anytime a question or doubt hits you, you should try. The T is not applicable here. You cannot create an array list of type T. Here you can use only the wildcard notation. There are some places where question mark can be replaced by a type later, but not here. Okay, so here, or I can also say list one is equal to, what was that? OBJs. So in short, your inheritance, or if you want to supply or replace this type, generic type, by any type, you have a wildcard notation. Or you can say that array list of question mark type is the super type or can be substituted by array list of employees, array list of managers, array list of objects, or you can create array list of fruit type and it will be also replaced. So tell me, is the syntax of question mark, which is referred to as, okay, forget the word unbounded, it is referred to by wildcard. So anyone wants to tell me, in this case, what is it we have replaced it by? Line number 17. What is question mark being replaced by? Employee. What is it replaced by? Manager here. Here it is replaced by the object. Are you getting it? So this is how you get a lot of flexibility. In the other way, generics put a lot of restrictions. This is to replace those restrictions. So can be substituted by any Java type. So it is always good to do a hands-on. Okay, so I'm going to give you the method. I'm going to give you the requirement and let me see if you can manage it. So please open API docs. And here, look for a collections class. It's a collections, I said. It's a utility class. And there is a method. There are so many methods. So one of the method is shuffle. And there are two overloaded methods. Use the shuffle with list. Read the highlighted description. So I hope you have read this. So tell me, I'm going to give you a requirement, but before that, I want to ask you, will you be able to use this shuffle method to shuffle elements from array list, linked list, vector? Yes or no? I said, I'll repeat my question. I said, will you be able to use this method shuffle to shuffle the elements? Shuffle means randomly shuffle. There is a default source of randomness. We are not supplying any random number. It uses internal randomization. Answer is yes. Will you be able to use this method to shuffle any elements from the set or any elements from the map? Answer is no. So it is only list specific shuffling. Now let me ask you the next question. Using the same method, will you be able to what? Shuffle list of integers, list of doubles, list of employees, list of customers, all of above, none of above, or only one of above? Answer is all of above. Are you understanding the flexibility you get? So the moment you say question mark, what is it? Can it be replaced by integer? Yes. Double? Yes. Fruit, flower, customer, vehicle, address? Yes, again. Are you getting it? So this is the flexibility for the API is giving by just supplying the question mark. So let me ask you, is it a bounded wildcard or is it an unbounded wildcard? Is it having any upper lower bounds or is it completely unbounded? Answer is it is a unbounded wildcard. The bounds will come soon, so don't worry about that. It will all happen soon. So this is what it is. So now my question to you is, use this method. Okay, let me put it properly. I'll just give you in writing and you will solve this. So this was one. Now create a next example. We'll create a lot of such testers. Test 2. I'm going to write a question in comment and you're going to solve it. Let me just see this. I'm just checking what I should do is. Okay, so here create a fixed size list of strings having the I'll tell you what strings I want. Hello, hi, bye, something, testing, something. I mean, you can choose the strings or 1, 2, 3, 4. Create a fixed size list of strings and shuffle it. Display the same. And then create fixed size list of integers and shuffle it and display. Okay, my problem statement is done. You show me. It's a two-liner. I mean, very, very easy one. But if the question is not clear, don't sit there feeling lost, confused. Ask me. Anytime I can help you. I've given you 2 questions. First is the fixed size list of string, having some strings, hello, hi, bye types, and some integers. Okay, I can give you. The integers can be anything. Again, I have nothing in particular. Whatever. Question is clear to everyone? Okay, so nobody's asking me questions, so I take it as yes. Yeah, you can work on it. I'm waiting here for 2 minutes. You did not read, Ankit. Not position. What position you are talking about? It just takes the list element and internally shuffles it as per its own source of randomness. So don't worry about which source of randomness. You'll definitely see the unordered output. That way you'll see. Okay, try it out. Then you'll understand. Mohand, you have given me only this fixed size list. I want the shuffled output. This one. What you understood? You have done the first step correctly, but second step, the important step, you are not shuffled it. First statement is correct. So you are on a correct start. I said shuffle that and display. I don't want to see the original list. I want to see the shuffled list, please. Collections.shuffle. Yes, Sakshi. And you are going to print. Okay. You have done the collections.shuffle. Fine, guys. And I just wanted you to display it. So display it also. Right. Yogesh has done it. You are very right. I'm just trying it parallelly with you, but you can do it on your own. You should do it on your own. The idea is not shuffling. Idea is using the generic wildcard or that question mark notation. And once you do this, I think the second one also will be easy for you. You can see that selections.shuffle. Yes. All I wanted you to understand the wildcard usage. So let it be the list of strings or let it be the list of integers. Don't expect to see, if you run it 100 times, don't expect to see the same because it is completely randomizing during its shuffling. That's not the idea. The idea is you should be able to use the shuffle method, which uses the wildcard notation. You let me know whenever you are done. Done? Very good. So the point, I hope you are understanding the point. I'm waiting for more. I'm not starting a new topic. Here, when you say question mark, you mean, or rather what is API telling you is, you can replace it by list of any types, which could be integer, which could be customer, which could be orders, which could be fruits, which could be anything. So, right. It's just a usage of your question mark. You're going to see all this a lot of times in collection framework. So I'm just trying to prepare you. That's it. Now the similar API. I am still waiting for those who are completing it. Here, there is another method. Done it? Okay, so people have done it. And I hope you run it multiple times and you will see the different output. There is nothing predictable. It's all random. Random shuffling it does. Now there is another method, very similar, reverse. The method name itself is reverse. So not reverse order, simply reverse. So again, the same question, more you solve, more understanding or clarity or confidence you get, right? So tell me, will you be able to reverse the elements of any type of a list or only specific type of a list? Answer is any type of a list. So try it out. You already have got integer list, string list. Try it out. So reverse means it will print it in the reverse order from the last element to the first element and runs in linear time. So we are not here talking about time complexity. So don't worry about that. Just try it out and tell me whether the reverse method worked. It is the same class, collections.reverse. Done? Very good. Working fine? Okay, so I told you, like, only idea is to make you familiar with question mark, which is nothing but a wildcard notation. Okay, so let's try this. Reversing list elements. Okay, so here is the shuffle list. So now, and you know that this doesn't return anything. So the list itself is shuffled. So now I can say, you can by the way use static import anytime. So I'll say reverse. And here I'm saying reverse what? List 2. And here I'm printing the reversed list. So run this and confirm it has to work. So this was your shuffled list. I mean, in my case it is. And as you can see, it is a reversed ordered list. Working. Understood the meaning of question mark? Question mark is what? If you use only question mark, it can be replaced by any type, which is nothing but a wildcard, unbounded wildcard in Java. Okay. So I'm giving you a not 2 minute, a 10 minute or whatever assignment. Has everyone completed these two functionalities, shuffle and reverse? Okay. So here, give me a thing. So I'll write it in that sequence. Wait a second now. Here is the objective. So of course, I'll explain it. I'll give you some time and then I'll join you. Objective here. Objective is writing the generic methods with writing generic methods. So create a class called as generic utils. Okay. So you are going to create a class whose name is generic utils. It has generic utilities and create a class generic utils, not generic at all. This is not generic. This is a non-generic class as a non-generic class. And now there will be a lot of objectives. So first one I'm telling you, add a static method here. Add the static method to print elements of any type of the list. So I'm giving you the test cases. So when I say test cases, so you should be, I mean, I'm just giving, so I should be able to pass. So test cases might be, okay, let me say this as an example. Suppose I call that method is print elements, or I'll say, well, call it as print list, for example. Let me explain the problem thoroughly. Don't jump into anything. So test cases is print list. Of course, it will have arguments. I don't want to write that. So I should be able to call it as, of course, with import static and all, print list. And I should be able to pass here. What all I should be able to pass? List of integer. List of doubles. And what else I can have? Let me take something else. List of strings. You can have the list of customers. Anyway, too much list of strings. Any type. So this is the requirement. So here, let me explain. So what is the next thing you are going to do is, you are going to give me a class, generic utils. Will it be a generic class or a non-generic class? It will be a non-generic class. And here you are going to add a static method which can print the name of the method I've given, print list. Okay. And it should be able to print the elements of any type of the list. So which are the test cases they should pass? Which are the test cases it should pass is, you should be able to pass the list of this will be in the tester. So you're going to write two classes. One is the generic utils class where you will write a method, and the test cases will be in the tester class. You create a list of integers and you should be able to call that. It should print it, or it should be list of doubles, list of strings, list of customers, anything. So tell me, is the problem statement, is the question clear or not clear? It is clear? Okay. So I'll give you time, start writing it. I'll join you after 5 minutes. Done. Very good. Tested it also with the test cases, Mohad and Diksha. Okay, good, good, very good. Let me wait for others also. So some of you have done it. I'm still waiting for others. And in 5 minutes, I'm going to write it with the explanation. Some of you have done it. Very good. Excellent. Keep it up. Those who have done it, I'm sure that that I'm hoping that you have tested it also, at least with couple of test cases, not all. Tested also. Very good, Prashant. Everyone. So guys, let's start writing. So here we are creating a class as generic utils. Okay. So I will take this part of the requirement and let's put it here. So in the generics, let's create a class here. Generic utils. Okay. And here, let me add the problem statement. So create a generic class. So here we have written. Now let's start adding the method. I want to call it maybe from the same package, different package. So public static. Now, is this method, what will be the return type of this method? Void or non-void? It is going to be void because it is going to print the elements. It's not returning anything. Void. And I'll say I've given the suggested the name print list. And now what will be the argument? Most important question is the argument type. So that is why I've given you a lot of examples earlier. What will be the input type? The argument of the input. What will be the input to this method? Anyone wants to tell me? Yeah, list of which type? Exactly. List of question mark. So here, when I say list, it's a list is an interface, can be implemented by arraylist linked list vector, but I want any type. So here, list. Everyone with me so far? I know some of you have solved it, but my effort is for everyone, not only 10 of you or 20 of you. Has everyone understood it so far? So let me ask you, is this regarded as a generic method? Answer is no. This is not considered unless until you have a type declaration, T or K or V's or U's or something. This is not. This is just having a generic wildcard notation. So now, I want to print the elements. So tell me, is list iterable? It's a Boolean question. Is list iterable? Yes. So will I be able to attach the for each to this list elements or for each to the list? Yes, again. So now, can I do this? Can I say for each question mark in list? Correct or wrong? So can I say for each question mark, let's say some element, question mark, element or question mark, whatever, T or something or anything, question mark, anything, I just say E and SOP, E, wrong. This doesn't work. So what is the implicit type of question mark? Yes, anyone? When you say question mark, it can be replaced by any type. So what is that implicit type here? Object. So here you can't use question mark as the unknown wildcard. Here you can say for each object. And this is one of the ways to solve it. I said one of the ways. Another way I'm going to show you in a minute. So tell me very honestly, clearly, this was to print any, it should be able to accept any type of a list, right? And question mark is implicitly what type? Object type, like how we have a universal superclass. So here I'm replacing question mark by object for each object. And here when I say toString method is called, and that is how it is listing the contents. Clear? Those who have done it are already clear. I'm talking to others also. Are others also clear? So this is your method. Once you write a method, calling it is so easy. So let me write a tester for that. Guys, whenever you are revising, today you don't have a, I don't know the rest of the timetable. At least we are finishing around 5:15 at the most. But you, whenever you revise, you know, you should go through all this. So let me create another tester. Let's say test 3. That's why the pattern is like, you know, code along kind of a thing. So test 3. And then I think now it is all easy. So let me copy it from earlier code, some lists, so that I don't have to waste your time. And here, let me use the import static. The package name is generics dot collection, sorry, generic utils dot print list. And here I'm saying print list and list 1. And similarly, you can see that there is no compile time error. Let's see whether it is working for our string type of a list. Of course, it is working. And then let me pick it up for the integer list, for example. Not this. I just want to pick up the fixed size list. You can do it for doubles also. And then I say print list 2. And check whether it is integer and string are totally different. So you can see that it is printing the elements in a very correct manner. You can try it for employees also. Why don't you do that? I had not given that as a test case, but I can always ask you test cases. It should have a full test coverage. So suppose I have got a list of employee, EMPS is equal to new. Let's say, or I can say the arrays dot. Again, you can say new array list or arrays dot fixed size list. This is good for testing. New employee. If you remember, we don't have any constructor. So just default. I'm just having new couple of employees. I want to tell you whether you have we have written the method of this type. So here, will it also work for this test case? I'm just having the test case differently. And you can see that it is working for, I haven't yet to see, but at least there are no compiler errors. And I'll just print some integer list. So you'll know whenever you are revising, what is that output about? Otherwise, you'll not know whatever we are. Oh, sorry, it is a string list. This is that integer list. And this is that employee list. Just wanting to show you the meaning of that question mark. So as you can see, check this please. This is your string list contains. This is your integer list contains. And this is your employee list contains. Everyone remembers this? What is this weird thing it is printing? Have we overridden the toString? Oh, you have an aptitude 5 to 7. Okay, Girish, I will finish before that. Don't worry. It's yeah. So we have not overridden the toString. So it is inheriting the object classes toString, which is the fully qualified class name at the rate hashcode value. Very right. So in short, is this explanation clear? Is the method clear with question mark? Okay. So now, you know, I get this a lot of time. So I want to share this question with your batch also. So one example was with question mark. So the question is now, the next question is, can you achieve similar, can you achieve similar job or similar objective using a generic method? Answer is yes here. I told you, in some cases, question mark can be replaced by T. In some cases, it cannot be. We can code along. So this method is not called as a generic method because it is using a wildcard notation, but it is not using any generic types. So can you rewrite? I want the same output. I told you, can you achieve the similar objective as above, but using a generic method? So answer is very much yes. I have given you the answer.
I'm sorry to
Oh, there
interrupt,
was a
but
lag.
there was lag.
Okay. Sorry. Maybe my net connection is flaky. I'll repeat the whole statement. I don't know how much you heard. In such case, please unmute and tell me, because all the time I don't look at your chat messages. I said, this is a non-generic method. It is using a wildcard notation, but is it using any generic type parameters such as T's or K's and V's and all? No. So one way was using generic wildcards. But can you achieve the same thing using T as the type notation, generic type method notation? Answer is yes. So no, answer is yes here. So how? Try writing this method, but using the generic style methods. Okay, I don't know whether it is possible for you or not. I don't know. So this part remains the same. Public static remains the same. Okay. Now tell me here what will come here. When I say generic method, what is a generic method? The one which has a type declaration. So for type declaration, you can use any letter. So generally we use T exactly. Abhijit is right. Aman is right. So T for type. So now comes the type parameter. So let us not add it and let's see what happens. Okay, because then you will start understanding. So suppose I don't add the type declaration. I directly write the return type as void, and the method name, suppose I keep it as the same. Just don't type it parallelly. First, let me finish the explanation and then you can type. And here, now I'm saying list of type T. Compiler will throw you out. Compiler will say, which type, this thing, forget about this. I'll explain later. Which T you are talking about? It doesn't know any T. So read this. It says, T cannot be resolved to the type. So is this a generic class or a non-generic class, guys? G or NG? It's a non-generic class. Everyone understands it. So there is no type which is declared. So where should this type declaration sit, or where should it fit? Between two things. Which two things, guys? Exactly. So no, not T list T. Where should this type declaration fit? Between the method modifier and the return type. So here add the type declaration T. Are you getting it so far? Don't add it literally. Let me finish the expression. I'll give you time, sufficient time. Don't worry. But after you do that, you get another compiler error. It's a very interesting stuff. Just take the cursor here and it says, listen to the words it is saying. Erasure of method print list is same as another method in type generic utils. In simple English, your compiler is finding the ambiguity. What happens is, let me say it properly. Generics is the information meant for compiler or meant for JVM. It is the information meant only for compiler. So after the classes are compiled, after the .java is compiled into .class file, will there be any generic type information kept, or will it be erased? Retained or erased? Answer is erased. Type erasure means wiping out, removing the type information. And then in that case, this will be an ordinary list of type object and so will this be. So the point I'm trying to make is, in this case, they are identical. They are ambiguous because the type erasure, which happens during the compilation, will make it the same type. So let's not confuse you. So let us change the method name to printlist2. Okay, so the point is, you can do the job in some cases using the wildcard notation, or you can also do it using the type T. So now anyone wants to tell me? I will, you don't write it parallelly. You first allow me to finish the explanation. Now you have a for each loop. Anyone wants to tell me what should I write within this for each? The round brackets. That much you type it out. I want to see your out. Yes. Yeah. Not object. Not object. Now see, this was your object because question mark is inherently replaced by object. Here you are talking about a type here. So all the occurrences will be replaced by T. So for each type T, whatever variable name, in list, you can say SOP T. So both of them will give you 100% same output. But you step back and you tell me which seems easier for the user to understand, which is looking at which API. I'll tell you, compare line number 10 versus compare line number 16, which is more compact, which is easier to follow. You are comparing between 10 and 16. I hope your answer is 10. And guys, that is the reason in Java docs, in Java APIs, they have given you this style. Are you understanding me? So in some cases, here I've given you the example, you can replace the question mark by the actual generic type. And here, if you, how do you know what I'm saying is correct or not? Try it out. So here, let me say this. I'm saying here print list 2 also. I'm saying just start. I'll share the code in a minute. Or if you want, you can write it yourself also. And I'm just printing the list 1 again. And you should see this printing string list again. I'll give the header title. Because otherwise, I get this question very often from the beginners. Then what is the difference between question mark and T? It is just in the usage. So you can see this printing the string list again, and the output wise, it is the same. So I'm just opening this and keeping it in front of you. So these are the two different ways of achieving. There are cases where I'm going to show you only question mark will work, or in some cases only T type of generic types will work. But here it is equivalent. Now try it out. So just write another method. Use a generic method. Type declaration. I explained that already, Nilesh. I remove it and see, you'll get a compiler error because T is not declared at all anywhere earlier. So before Nilesh, you can start using this particular type character. By the way, there's nothing special about T. You replace T by K or A or B, anything. You have to tell the compiler that this particular type I'm going to use in my method. So that is called as generic method. Generic method with a type declaration. You remove it. I had removed it also, and I had shown there was a compiler error. It will tell T cannot be resolved. You understood my explanation, Nilesh? Without that, compiler will not compile your code. Try it out. This is how the generic method syntax looks like. I hope you are writing this method and also testing it. You don't have to test all, at least one or two you test. It has to give you the same output. Yes, of course. What I'll do is I'll show you the tester code also. Yeah, this is the tester code. Print list to method. Same output you should be getting. Very right, Rajiv. These are just the two different ways. Have you completed it, guys? I just want to take one more point before closing it for today. Can I continue? Okay, anyway, you have this code. So I'm asking you a new requirement, new question. The last objective of today. Add a static method. Compute salary of list of employees, or it could be managers. I'll just see. Okay. Or it could be a sales manager, or it could be a temp worker. So add a static method to compute the salary of list of either employees, this and all. So I'll give the example. Invoke compute salary. Whatever arguments you want, you can pass it there. And the test cases are, I should be able to pass in, I'll tell you, array list of employee. I should be able to pass a vector of, let's say, worker. You can create all these and you should be able to pass the linked list. I'm just taking all these examples. Linked list of, let's say, what else I have got? A manager. So read this slowly and tell me, is the question clear? Compute the salary. And okay, I was going to say return the total, but forget it. At least compute the salary part. Yes, I will conduct the session till 5. Sir. Is the question clear, guys, or have you not understood the question? I'm waiting for your answer. Is the question clear? Okay. So now, you first let us have this. We can start anyway. So let us add the method, static method. So this. So what is the name of the method? I said invoke compute salary. So open your generic utils, please. I'll give you the comment. I've just created some of the classes, but you can see this. So now anyone wants to give me the method declaration. Try out the method declaration. Then we will talk about method definition. Method definition will be very easy. But you give me the method declaration. Add a static method to compute the salary of list of employees. Okay, invoke compute salary. Avinash has given me something, so I will go along with him. Okay, so here, what here I hope you saw what he had given me. So public static, it is just computing. I was, to be very honest, I was thinking of what you say, totaling it on, but I said forget it. Let's just invoke. So public static void is sufficient. Invoke compute salary, and here list of any type, and here I can say list. Completed this much. Suppose this is your method. Suppose I'm saying this is your method declaration. So now tell me the method definition. Type the method definition and tell me. And you will see the problem. And then the solution becomes interesting. You got less time. So whenever you are trying it, are you getting a compiler error? Of course, you will get a compiler error. So see, this is how you should see the problem and you should fix it. So first of all, I want to iterate over the list. So I can do that. Question mark is what? It is nothing but your object in the normal class hierarchy. So for each object O in list, and here, if I try to say O dot, let me just copy that. I've given you that method and all that. So if I say compute salary, you get a compile time error. Anyone wants to tell me why there is a compile time error? You can see that right here. Why there is a compile time error? Anyone? Compiler goes by what? Type of reference or type of object, R or O, type of reference. And what is the type of the reference you have got here? The type of the reference is here question mark, or I'm so sorry, object, question mark, object and thing. And in object class, is there a method by the name of compute salary? No. So what is the solution? Tell me the solution. Okay, I got a solution as list of employee here. Okay, so here, if I pass it as a list of employee, do that. List of employee, EMP. Okay, so here I will make this as for each employee E or O in this, and the error disappears. This is not the correct solution, but somebody offered me a solution, so I have to explain this. I have to take this. Has everyone completed it so far? Quickly tell me. Done this much? This is not the correct one, but see, like somebody's taking efforts to tell me, so I have to honor that. So now let us add a tester here, test cases. So test 4. And here create a fixed size employee list. Why, if you are wondering why she's going for fixed size, arrays.as list gives you in a fast manner. I don't require any growable list here, but you can always go for array list also. Oh, sorry, I've written some test cases here. Wait a second. So first test case is array list of employees. Okay, so it should work with this. So let me change that. Otherwise, you'll say you say something in the test case and you solve differently. So let's say employees is equal to new array list. And here I will pass the collection. Or okay, I'll not. Last 1 or 2 minutes remaining. I don't want to confuse you. There's a shortcut to this. Okay, so currently there are no constructors and all that. So right now just add a couple of elements. 2, 3 are fine. If you are not keeping up with the speed of typing, forget it. Just sit back and understand my point. What is that package? This is the generics package. I'm just using generic utils. Start. And here I'm saying invoke something. Invoke compute salary, EMPS. And run this and tell me, is it working fine so far? Exactly. Exactly. Girish is right. Prashant is right. Rishikesh is also right. So, but I wanted you to understand that. So tell me, so far so good or not so good? So far working or not working? It is working. But now understand the other test case. That is why, you know, guys, I always tell you the test cases. So let us create a quickly in the last few minutes. Actually not, actually it is 5:01 already. I'll just borrow 5 extra minutes. So here, so that at least I can finish or I can give you some food for thought types, you know. Vector of worker, let's say workers equal to new vector. Vector is nothing but a list implementation. Vector is a list. And here I can say workers dot add, and all I can add is a worker here, new worker, and just copy it couple of times. So tell me, is worker an employee? Is worker an employee? It's a true or false. Is worker an employee? Worker is not an employee. Of course, worker is employee. But is the, what do you say, vector of workers, is it a subtype of, somebody suggested me, list of employees? Answer is no. And like I said, if it is confusing, I know it could be confusing. This is the little harder stuff. Try it out. Best is what? Try it out. And tell me, what is it you are getting? Compile time error or no error? Are you getting compile time error or no error, guys? Respond. You have to. I mean, I don't know whether you have typed or not. It will tell you clearly. So just take the cursor here and it will tell you it is not applicable. So let me ask you a question. Is it cribbing? Is your compiler giving you the error because of vector, option 1, because of worker, option 2, both of above, none of above? Answer is option 2, worker. Guys, see this. Don't get confused in the last 1 minute. See here. What is it we are expecting? We are expecting a list. Okay, go slow over this. Tomorrow anyway, I'll continue with this as a revision. So tell me, is vector a list? It's a yes or no question. Is vector a list? 100% yes. Fine. Is worker, what is it called? Employee? Answer is yes. But together, if you say, is vector of worker subtype of list of employees? Answer is no. Are you getting the point? So tell me, I was starting on a question mark, but somebody said employee, so I did this. So are you 100% clear that this will work fine for only list of employees, list of worker, list of manager, list of sales manager, or whatever? It will work for what? Only list of employee type. Are you getting it? So we have a restriction, but I should be able to pass worker is an employee, manager is an employee, HR manager is an employee. So this is a wrong solution. So comment it. Okay. And let me go back to the same track of earlier. Is everyone clear why I could not, why I'm rejecting this solution which somebody had given me earlier? Is it clear now? It's a little bit is clear. Okay, it will get clear over time, Akshita. So this is you. That is why I've commented it. I'm not like removed it. So definitely go through it. So here, I can't have this solution because of the reasons you already saw. It is throwing me out. So now here I'm saying list of question mark. And here, of course, when you say list of question mark, this cannot work. This is not an employee list. This is the type of the object here. And then I get into problems because object class does not have a compute salary. So generally I get the solution as do the typecasting, downcasting from object to your this thing, employee. But guys, you are wrong again. I don't know. User could be passing me the employee list. User could be passing me manager list, sales manager list. And the whole idea, wrong answer. It is Nimish, same this. You'll have the wrong answer again. You will get a compiler error again. So let me finish because it is a closing time. So here, again, whether you type it using list type T or question mark, you're going to get the same problem. So now think and answer. A downcasting, you don't know what to downcast it into. Are you going to check 1,000 times or 100 times instance of becomes so difficult? The whole idea behind generics was avoid typecasting. Otherwise, we were happy without this thing. We were happy earlier. But when we talked about generics, we said no to typecasting, no to downcasting. So now I'll just give you a clue and stop immediately. When you pass a question mark, is it a bounded wildcard or is it an unbounded wildcard? It is unbounded wildcard. Means what? Can this question mark be replaced by fruit, integer, double, employee, customer? Answer is all of above. But guys, this compute salary method, it is belonging to which hierarchy? Compute salary, is it available to employee and subtypes or customers or fruits and flowers? Only employee or employee and its subtype? Of course, employee and a subtype. So now, do you want to give so much of a freedom or so much of a flexibility, or you want to restrict it? Restriction, so I can call it as a restricted freedom. I want to give the flexibility, but with a bound. So what is it you want to tell the compiler is accept any type, but it has to be under the employee. So you are going to you want to convert it into from unbounded wildcard to the bounded wildcard. So what is it you want to say? Employee and its subtypes are allowed. So what is it you are fixing? Upper bound or lower bound? What is it you are putting it? Are you putting a upper bound or a lower bound? Answer is not a lower bound. Employee is the upper bound, employee and below. And that notation is nothing but given by extends keyword. Guys, don't worry. I know this was done in the faster manner, but I just wanted to tell you food for thought. Just thinking about it. So here is where we will continue tomorrow's session. Question mark extends employee. So can it be replaced by, I'll give you choices. First option is object, employee, manager, sales manager, Fruit, customer, order. Just pick up something. Only employee. Fruit is fine. Employee and the subtype is a correct answer. So question mark extends employee is nothing but employee and its subtype. So employee is the upper bound. And once you do this, now question mark was replaced by object. But now when you say question mark extends employee, what it will be replaced by? The upper bound itself. So here I can say now employee, and try it out in your free time or tomorrow together, and you will see that you will be able to pass the worker list or the employee list. So you are enjoying now, you will start enjoying tomorrow in the better clarity bounded wildcards. So as you can see, the very same method could be used for working on array list of employees, vector of workers, and you can also add the whatever linked list of managers and work it. Guys, there is already another class starting, so I'm stopping here right now. And this last part, wherever I started talking about the problem and the explanation, we will continue this part along with the revision tomorrow. So that will be all. Have a great evening, the last evening of 2021. Hoping to see a better, brighter, and full of opportunities a new year. And we are meeting tomorrow. So wishing you a very happy new year in advance, and see you tomorrow. See you around. I'll be uploading everything properly in the today's thing. And if you get time, yes, we will meet next year, definitely. So if you get time along with your other new year activities, definitely go through. Otherwise tomorrow, yes, but follow the restrictions as well. You know, the COVID restrictions I'm talking about, not generic restrictions. That will be all, guys. See you tomorrow. See you soon.